What's up guys, it's Talha here. So in this video we'll be modeling this modern staircase design in Revit. This will be a two-part tutorial series. In the first one we'll model these stairs, and in the next part we will render this scene in Enscape. Before I get started, I would like to suggest you check out my website learnrevitonline.com to get my Revit advanced courses, as well as you can check out my Patreon to get all my Revit project files. Now let's get started. So here I'm in Revit, and in this video I'm going to be using the same project file which I created in my previous video. If you want to get this project file, you can get it from my Patreon, or you can just watch my previous video and create this scene yourself. Anyway, now here I'm going to delete all these components which I loaded in my previous video. So let's go to level 1, and I'm going to select these trays here and delete them, as well as I'm going to delete the other components, as well as this carpet and these windows as well. Now let's go to 3D and delete these reveals here by pressing the tab key, then right click, select all instances visible in view, and then delete. Perfect. Now let's go back to level 1, and I'm going to change the dimension for this area here. Let's select this wall, and I'm going to make it 14 feet 7 inches, and on this side it will be 14 feet. Perfect. Now before creating the stairs, I'm going to go to the south elevation here and create a new level. So let's select this and create similar, and I'm going to create a new one at 11 feet as well. So let's select that and make it 11 feet, and go back to level 1, and we'll create the stairs here. So in the architecture tab you have the stair button. Just click it and make sure straight is selected here, and the run width will be 4 feet, and just make sure top level is set to level 2. Now let's create the stairs here. Okay, before that we need to change the location line to left. Just change it to left, and first I'm going to create 5 steps here and 7 on this side. But before that we need to change the location line to right, and we'll create 7 steps here, or 6 maybe, and then I will just create the rest of these stairs here like so. Now let's select all of these and just move it to the corner here, and if I go to 3D, see we got these stairs, the basic stair design here. Now what I'm going to do is I will just remove the first step here, because I'm going to create that using the model in place, because we want to create some kind of a design here. So to remove this step, we just need to select the stairs, and then you will get this dot which you can use to drag it one step back like so. And you see now the stairs are starting from second step. Now let's click finish and go to 3D, and you will notice the gap here as well for the first step, which will create by using the model in place. Anyway, let's delete these railings here. We don't need them. To create the glass railing, we are going to use these stringers. So let's select the stairs again, and then edit type, and here in the run type you just need to click at the corner here, and you will be able to see the parameters for the threads as well as for the risers. So we want to create the stepped stairs here. So for that, first let's change the thread thickness to 3 inches, and thread profile will be default, and noising length also will be the same, 1 inch, and the noising profile we need to make it default. And if I click apply, you will be able to see the change here. Now let's edit the risers. Here you only need to change the riser thickness to 3 inches, same as the thread thickness. Now click apply. Okay, and if I click OK again, we'll be able to see the change here. So you got the stepped stair here. Here just make sure you actually selected the assembled stair. If you are using monolithic or precast stair, maybe it will be a little different. Anyway, let's create the glass railing here. So select the stairs again, edit type, and here we have the parameters for the stair supports. So we want to create the glass railing on the right side here of the stairs, so we need to edit the right support parameters. So let's click here, duplicate, let's call it 1 inch glass railing, then click OK, and the section profile will be default. Here we only need to edit the total depth, which is going to be the height of the railing. So I'm going to put 3 feet, and the width will be 1 inch, which will be which is going to be the thickness of the glass. So let's put 1 inch, and the material will be glass. So just search here for glass, it's already here. So let's select that, click OK, and click OK again, and if I click apply, there you go, we got the glass railing here. Now on the left side we will use model in place to create these stringers, because Revit does not have this option to create the stepped stringers. As you can see here, this stringer is not following the stepped stairs. So to create these stepped stringers, we will use a model in place. So let's select the stairs, edit type, and on the left support I'm just going to make it none. Click apply. Okay, so it's looking something like this. Now let's create the first step here. So for that I'm going to use model in place, generic models, click OK, and now let's go back to level 1 and we'll create the first step here. So let's select extrusion, and I'm going to draw a rectangle here like so. Okay, we have a small gap here around the stairs, which we'll fix after creating the stringers. Anyway, let's make it 2 feet, and then we can just drag this line here, make it 7 feet, and then we'll create another line from the middle of this one and just create this around the stairs here like so. Then we can just delete this one and use TR and just join this line, and then we can just delete this line and use TR and trim this one. And now let's use a rectangle and give a 2 feet offset and draw okay, actually give 2 inches, so I'll make it 2 feet. So let's make it 2 feet and draw a rectangle from this corner to this. Just hit spacebar, so perfect. Now let's click finish and go back to 3D, and you see we got the extrusion here. Now we want to change the thickness of this extrusion, so let's go back to level 1 and we'll go to this section view, select that, and we want to give some offset from the floor here. So for that we can just put 4 inches in the extrusion start here. There you go, we got 4 inches gap from the floor. So it's looking something like this. Now let's go back to level 1 again and we'll create another extrusion. Let's draw a rectangle here. It will looks, and we can just delete this line and use pick lines and give 3 inches offset on this side like so. Just trim this line as well as here. Now let's click finish and go back to section view, and we'll just use these handles and just drag it under the first extrusion which we have created earlier. So now let's create these stringers. So let's go back to level 1 again, and I will just click finish model. Now I think we should fix the gap here. Let's select all of this, then move, and first I will just attach the stairs to the wall, and then move again, and I will give 1 inch gap for the stringers. Now on this side also select the stairs as well as the extrusion, and then move, and let's attach it to the wall, and then move again 1 inch gap we want to create, and then here I think we can move the wall. We'll just check the dimension here, so it's 2 inches. We need to move this wall 1 inch. Perfect. Now let's quickly edit this extrusion. Edit in place, and select the extrusion, edit extrusion, and we can just drag this line until here. On this side as well, click finish. As well as we need to edit the other extrusion. For that we can change the visual style to wireframe and select the other extrusion, edit extrusion, and repeat the same. Perfect. Now let's go back to level 1. First I want to create this finger on this side here, so for that we need to flip this section view. Let's right click on the section view, then flip section, and double click here to go to the section view, and let's change the visual style to wireframe. Perfect. Now we can create this stringer here. So let's go to create extrusion here, just select pick a plane, click OK, and we need to pick the face of this wall here, which you can do that by pressing the tab key. Let's click it. Now we want to create a line here from the edge of this step to this, and then we can use pick lines and give 7 inches offset, and just select the line here, this small line which we have just created. Now we can select this one and just drag it and just attach it to the edge of the first step. Now we can do the same on this side as well. Just make a straight line until this wall, and we don't need this one. Now let's use the lines again, and just create the lines following the steps here until this landing. Now I just need to close on this side here. So we have created something like this. Now let's click finish and go back to 3D, and you see we got this strainer here. Okay, I actually need to edit the extrusion again and go back to section view, because from here it should be a straight line. So now let's use line and just draw it from here, draw a straight line from here like so, and then use TR to trim this one, trim here as well, and click finish and go back to 3D. See, we got this kind of design here, but it's too thick. So to edit the thickness of this, we just need to select the extrusion and change the extrusion end to 1 inch. Perfect. Now I will just quickly repeat this on the other side of the stairs as well. Okay, so I have created the stringers on all the sides of these stairs. Now let's add the material parameters to these stringers as well as to this first step here. So first I'm going to select these stringers, and then we have this button to associate a family parameter. So just click it, and here create a new one. Let's call it stringers. Click OK. OK again, and now select this one, this extrusion, then add a parameter, create a new one. This will be wood. OK. OK again, and the bottom extrusion will be change wireframe, and select the bottom extrusion here, and this will be pebbles. Click OK. OK again, and finish model, and we'll find the materials in the properties tab here. I'm not going to apply the materials right now. We'll do that in the next part of this video. So here I think we have finished modeling this cool looking modern staircase design. We only need to edit the other walls here. So I'm going to select all of these walls here. So just hover over this one, hit tab key to highlight all the joint walls here, and click, and then I'm going to change the top constraint to level 3. Perfect. Now let's select this floor. Now let's copy this floor to the level 2 here. So let's select this one, copy to clipboard, paste, align to selected levels, and just select level 2. Perfect. But here we need to create the opening. So this floor is already selected, so we can just click edit boundary and then go to level 2 or level 1 maybe, so we can see the stairs. Then I'm just going to create a rectangular opening here. Let's just make it until the last step. Click finish, and if I go back to 3D, you see we got this opening here. Now let's create reveals here. So go to architecture and select wall reveal from this drop down, edit type. I think I already have created this 0.5 inch wall reveal profile in my previous video. If you want to know how to do that, you can check out my previous video. Anyway, let's click OK, and we want to create the vertical reveals here. So we can select vertical from here, and I will just randomly add a couple of these, or maybe I think one is enough. Then we can just go to the section view, flip it, go to this section view, and if I change it to shaded view, see we got the reveal here. Okay, before that I will just quickly delete this ceiling which I have created in my previous video. So we can delete this floor as well, don't need that. This one, let's change it to 6 inches. Now let's move this reveal. So change the visual style to wireframe, and I'm going to place it on the first step, on the edge of the first step, then copy from this side and just paste it on the riser here, like so. Now let's select both of these, then copy from this corner, and we want to place on the last step here, this side, and another 2 of these here in the middle of this landing. And let's go back to 3D, and we want to add another here. Let's go back here, select wall reveal, and then I will just add a single reveal here. Then go to the section view and move it here, the first step, then copy and move the last step on the riser here. Now copy, and we'll paste, we'll leave like 3 steps here and paste, and then we will paste another one in the middle of the stairs. Go back to 3D. Now to create on this side, we can just mirror this. So go back to level 1 and just select the reveals, mirror, make sure copy is checked, and mirror them from the middle of this wall here, like so. There you go. We got the reveals on this wall here as well. Now let's add a door here. So I'm going to use a blocks plugin to load a new door family into this project. So let's go to add-ins and open up the blocks plugin. If you want to get this blocks plugin, you can check out the link in the description. Anyway, let's search for the doors here, and we'll open up these doors, and let's use this one. To load this into our project, you just need to click it and it will load into our project. Let's add that here and go back to level 1, and we'll just move it a little bit. Perfect. So I think we have finished modeling this cool looking modern staircase design in Revit. So that's it for this video. In the next part, we will render this scene in Enscape. So stay tuned for that. That's it for this video. I hope you have learned something new. So please make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to turn on the post notifications, and don't forget to check out my website learnrevitonline.com for advanced Revit courses, as well as you can check out my Patreon to get this project file along with other 40+ project files. So that's it. I will see you guys in the next video.